On Tuesday, Almaty debt collectors published a blacklist of Kazakh companies that still owe money to their creditors. Apparently, this is seen as the only effective method of influencing businessmen.
The list includes such companies as Glotur and Russian Samita Forte with the debtors' delay of $10,000 and $150,000 respectively. To avoid unnecessary attention of the press, collectors didn't give any names of the creditors. They believe that while the country has no criminal penalties for non-payment of debts, only informational pressure, possible damaged reputation and humanitarian legal technologies can solve the issue with the debts. We either publish or inform the business community and specific debtors that there is an outstanding debt. It is like a signal that a specific person or this company doesn't want to pay off debts. This is a powerful and working pressure tool.
A former candidate to the city council sues his opponents in Pavlodar, believing he received moral damages due to complaints and libels of his rivals. Find out more from the next report.
A communist from Pavlodar, Gennady Osipov, is suing two of his former opponents in the past elections race. The ex-candidates for a seat in the city council demand $6,500 from each as a compensation for moral damages, allegedly caused by complaints and libels during the election campaign.
A self-respecting candidate would have never destroyed his opponent with complaints and demands to give up the race, because every candidate pays up to $500 to participate.
During the campaign, said opponents wrote 5 complaints about Osipov, demanding him to withdraw from elections. The communist, however, believes that his rivals actually cheated. For instance, candidate Ivanov was just a formal figure. Just half a year after the race, his representatives cannot even remember the correct name.
His name is Sergei Ivanov. No, wait, it is Dmitry Ivanov.
Ivanov Dmitry Anatolyevich.
Osipov also accuses a member of the Pavlodar City Council, Arman Alyakparov, in holding an excessive promotion campaign, recalling the decapitated pig head on the top of the official car. The communist believes that Alyakparov has actually done it by himself to raise the ratings. Alyakparov says that pig head has nothing to do with the elections, as it was a hooligan prank. He is also quite skeptical about Osipov accusations, saying that it is too late for accusations.
My opponent has lost the race and now tries to attract some attention, though I believe one has to learn how to lose gracefully.
The communist, though, has his own arguments. He could not win the elections because instead of working with the electorate during the campaign, he had to deal with the opponent's complaints.
The sexual harassment scandal in the Kazakh Institute of Management, Economics and Prognosis is gaining momentum. The leaders of the youth movement Aburoy appealed to the country's MPs, asking them to initiate an investigation of activities within KIMEP.
KIMEP is preparing to sue its president of Parents Association, Karim Tutenov, and the former faculty member Hal Foster. On May 17th, they reported about students accusing faculty of sexual harassment and not being happy about a convicted pedophile, as well as a terrorist father teaching in the university. KIMEP leadership posted a press release on its website saying that Tutenov and Foster damaged the reputation of the university.
KIMEP will make no further comment on this matter, as we wish to focus on delivering a world-class education for our students. This is the task entrusted to us by the President, and we are working day and night to deliver this.
The situation has brought attention of activists of the youth movement Aburoy, who asked the Kazakh MPs to create a special working group and inspect the matter.
I do not believe the situation can be hushed up as it happened in Atyrau State University, because KIMEP is one of the presidential institutions and the head of state pays a close attention to what is going on there.
The local student body does not seem to have a univocal opinion on the matter. There were no cases of sexual harassment in KIMEP. We know the professor in question, and he would never do something like that. The situation is very bad for this particular university. I never heard about cases in other institutions. The tuition is being raised all the time, and I believe this is the main problem. The prices have almost doubled, and not everyone is happy about it, as they simply cannot afford it. Karim Tutenov refrains from communicating with journalists, still waiting for the process. Meanwhile, 2 weeks have already passed since the scandal erupted, but the lawsuit has not reached the court yet.
On May 25th, Kazakh charity foundation Damu announced its new project aimed at helping people with disabilities becoming entrepreneurs. The planned support, however, will not be financial, but rather in the form of equipment and supply.
Representatives of the fund Damu announced their new project of allocating non-financial aid to the disabled people who will have to become businessmen according to the plan. The fund turned to the old tried way of providing the disabled with sewing machines, equipment for shoes repairing and a computer with printer. A few weeks ago, the organization hosted a workshop on business plan writing and registering a legal entity.
The ideology of our bank system and big companies is based not only on gaining super profits but also on helping the needy.
The leader of the Association of Disabled Women, Lezat Kaltaeva, does not believe people with disabilities can work only as seamstresses or shoemakers. She is inspired by the will to work in the most creative and challenging ways. I find out about many different possibilities, like working for the electronic stock exchange or launching a nursery for guide dogs. Perhaps disabled people cannot provide intellectual services. Antonina Ten has already heard about the non-financial assistance but did not ask for it yet. For already 15 years she does what she loves the most, which is working with bats and felt. She believes it is important to help the disabled, but first it is necessary to break the stereotypes. The bad stereotype is that the disabled people are uneducated and cannot do anything because it is hard for them to learn. Also, nobody wants to help and teach them. Nevertheless, representatives of Damu say the disabled come up with many initiatives. People with disabilities dream of opening massage salons, construction companies, coffee houses and even art galleries, although the only thing they need is sponsorship.
These were all the latest updates from Kazakhstan. Thank you for watching us and goodbye.